It is, my peeps. This is your night guard homie, JP, and I need to be in the cut and furtive in the dark so I can see, and then the bad guys can't see me. So, I don't really know why, if you don't own a nice pair of tits, that people have to film themselves on YouTube. I guess because communication is more than just freaking panty waist ass dialogue, and like they say only 90% of communication is nonverbal, or my statistics are really fucked up right there, but who cares. So guys, this is sort of clickbait, but I really did just see some fucking anomaly. Oh yeah, a lot of my stories are redundant, and I always have this disclaimer. I'm furtive, in the dark, in the cut, because not only is that a part of my job criteria, but I believe that everybody is going to be doxxed and vetted, and facial recognition technology is going to hunt me down, and the world is going to the Western world is gonna be dispensed into a dystopian fucking identity and individuality circumventing or fucking damning fucking free thought thrown in the trash kind of shit. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. I ramble a lot. So anyway, excuse me, I gotta drink some coffee, right? So, and I talk fast as fuck because I'm only allowed to cram 15 minutes into this motherfucker. And I have a plethora of years to tell you some crazy shit. I don't know if you give a fuck, but here it goes. So, about the creature. So, I was doing my little patrol right now. Actually, a few hours ago. So, like, I'm coming around, like, I really like this spot where I'm working at. It's, like, damn near rural, R-U-A-L, or whatever the fuck. It's right by a river. It's scary shit. There's scary demonic-ass fucking paint, graffiti on fucking concrete shit and motherfuck. And that's another crazy story, man, because something that somebody fucking drew or graffitied on this fucking wall is exactly some shit motherfuckers were talking about on Reddit, man. Shadow fucking Slender Man ass shit. I know, hold on. I know how I fucking sound. I hate fiction. I hate clickbait. I know how superstitious fucking people come off. I understand the Age of Enlightenment eradicated superstition. I totally fucking understand your plight, guys. I really fucking do. But my channel is pretty much solely devoted to my sleep paralysis fucking, I guess they call it hypnopomia fucking issue, and that's what I'm gonna elaborate on next. Go ahead, talk shit, the fucking call me a fucking conspiracy theorist, fucking whack job, superstitious dumb fuck. I respect it all. But okay, so according to one of the clickbait titles I'm about to iterate here, regarding a creature. So I'm coming around the curve or whatever the fuck, and I see this little shadow creature fucking running around almost in circles and shit, right? So it's either a skunk or a baby pig. And I got some fucking videos of black pigs, wild hogs. They're not boars, not that I've seen so far. And they're around this motherfucker. And so I'm doing my patrol, and I'm about to come up on a vector, a sector, an area wherein I'm about to close the gap and see the full fruition of this area. So in the distance, I see this black shadow thing running around, and I'm telling you, as fuck yes, I could okay, so it's a baby pig, right? That's what I'm surmising naturally, and I'm about to come around this vector or whatever, and I'm expecting to see a family of pigs, because there's no way a little baby pig is going to be running around by itself. Or it's a little skunk, which happened before, right? So I'm coming around the corner. I'm expecting to see a small family of pigs, because no way fucking mammals leave their little chitlins, their little kids running around by themselves, right? I come around the corner. There's no family of pigs. There's no little pig. There's no skunk. There's absolutely nothing fucking there, and it's right by I know how this sounds, it's right by the fucking graffiti of the fucking Slender Man looking shadow fucking thing, and fuck, I made this video without checking my sources, and that's why my shit is redundant. Because eventually I'm gonna fucking narcissistically look at my own dumb shit, and I'm gonna be like, fuck, I didn't come prepared with my fucking goddamn sources wherein there would be more videos about this shit. So if you're bored as fuck, check me out, blah blah blah. So you guys, I'm telling you, either this little baby pig, which was left by itself, is super smart to hide behind this crane or fucking bulldozer thing, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Either it was that fucking smart to go around and just patiently fucking sit there so I couldn't see it, which is smart as fuck. That's smarter than some shit a fucking dog would do, dude. So fucking either that shit happened, or that fucking creature materialized out of fucking nowhere, and you get the fucking point. There was no fucking way that thing had time to run for cover in the proximity wherein I was closing the gap where you could fully view the full area, if you get what I mean. Let's move on. So another thing that I want to talk about is Happy New Year, by the way. They say if sleep paralysis is natural causes, like a scientific brain glitch, or is it fucking religious? If it's like some kind of demonic phenomena. I want to say it's both. I want to say it could be either or negative energy uses shit to erode away your psyche to be able to see like the spiritual realm, shit like that, right? So anyway, let's move on. Recently, within a month or so many weeks ago, I'm starting to have a sleep paralysis episode. And when I'm seeing this like demon hovering over a chair of mine, right? A shadow thing, creature hovering over a chair. I finally used my willpower or the name of Christ or whatever the fuck it took, God forgive me for fucking blaspheming, to fucking pop the shit the fuck out of this thing, right? And I look at this chair, it was a black sweater on top of the chair. So there you go. There's 1 point for a scientific rationale, right? On fucking Christmas Day, I get off of work, Christmas Eve, it's Christmas morning, I'm still working. I go home, I steal a nap in, right? Getting that in. So while I'm falling asleep, I have a sleep paralysis episode, whereas it came from a dream. I have a dream of a very old scenario wherein I was at like Lake Erie or something, like fucking way back east in California. This is like fucking 31 or 2 years ago and shit. This is fucking a million years ago, right? So any fucking way, I'm with some family and I notice way the fuck ahead, like a football field's away, there's a loose dog. It's a pretty big dog. It's a volatile dog. I don't know if it's volatile or not. It's just, it's the kind of breed and the size that could fuck a human up. So I have a inclination of a thought like, oh shit, I hope this dog is motherfucking nice. So all of a sudden, for some reason, I'm laying down taking a nap, right? Like mind you, I'm just falling asleep, and I could feel that this dog is sniffing in my ear. So before I open my eyes and make any sudden movements, I know not to move fast, to not startle the dog. It's gonna bite my face, right? So all of a sudden, like, either my mind changes, I forget about it. So I'm laying down and I'm looking over at some bird or some owl. Mind you, it's in daytime. So this bird perches up on this branch, and I'm looking at this bird, and I'm thinking, well, that's a crazy looking creature. I wonder what kind of bird that is. I've never seen something like that before. Then all of a sudden, I notice like the owl or the bird or whatever you call it is looking directly at me. And then all of a sudden, I start noticing that the bird has an awfully humanoid, anthropomorphic or whatever looking fucking face. Then I start noticing that the bird not only is looking right directly into my eyes, but it has a fucking look of fucking utter hatred at me. So I say something as if people in the earshot of me can fucking hear, like, oh, I don't remember exactly what I said, like this human looking bird or something. Then the bird starts fucking talking to me. Then all of a sudden I realize, okay, I'm dreaming. Because this shit ain't normal. I don't know if you ever had the same shit I had going on, but you realize you're dreaming and you wake the fuck up when something doesn't make sense, right? Something in a dream doesn't make sense, and then you pop back into reality and you wake up like, whoa, what the fuck was that, right? So the bird utters a sentence to me or some shit. It just fucking starts talking. So I realize I'm asleep and I can't wake up, okay? And then I'm like, okay, oh, fuck. I'm trying to get my energy. 3, 2, 1. I start trying to cuss the bird out. I start trying to use the name of God to rebuke it. And, I don't know, you know, I don't mean to try to act like I'm all hard, but after a certain age of dealing with life's bullshit, whenever I had ostensible demonic phenomena happen in my home, in my dreams, sleep paralysis, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I would start trying to look at these entities or creatures in the fucking eye, in the fucking face, and rival their fucking hatred. Like, you know, like mad dogging them back. Like, fuck you in the name of Jesus kind of shit, right? So I'm looking at this bird dead in its demonic hatred-filled looking right eye and trying to fucking and mind you, when this shit's going on, it's not like I'm like, fuck you, SA. Like, I got utter terror. Like I'm trying to mask the fear with utter aggression and match its fucking hatred and its intensity. Because I tell myself shit like, these fucking aristocrat bitch-ass motherfucking fallen angel hybrid motherfuckers don't have anything on the human experience. They don't know the struggle of the human experience. Fuck them. So I'm trying to match hatred with this creature, and all of a sudden, just in my right ear, like instead of that sniffing from the dog, it's like an intense fucking wind, like an intense howling wind in my ear. None of this shit's making sense, I know, right? So yeah, dude, so yeah, and then finally, you know, and I know I'm asleep, and I'm trying to fucking wake up, and it's like sleep paralysis within a lucid fucking dream. That's like the third lucid dream I ever remember having in my life, other than like, you know, the sleep paralysis where I can like barely open my eye, and I'm trying to wake up. I don't know if that counts as a lucid dream, then I've had like 50 or 80 of them. So yeah, guys, there's my fucking 2 cents. I don't know what the fuck it's all about, but to me, that's a point in the superstitious or religious explanation. That shit, there's, you could call it a brain glitch. You can have what they call a naturalistic fucking materialist. I think you could say non-metaphysical point of view about this shit or whatever the fuck. No, man, no, I ain't trying to hear that, man. And I'm a rational fucking person, and I've doubted my religion and shit like that before, and I understand the plight of fuckers that hate religion and come at that motherfucker with some Darwinistic ass bullshit or stuff, whatever the fuck you're about. But no, man, I am solely convinced it's a fucking demonic happenstance, and you're entitled to your opinion, but I'm coming at you as genuine and truthful as possible. This is the kind of shit that I gotta fucking live with, and you can interpret it in your own fucking way, you know, of what the fuck you think it is. If it's a spiritual phenomena, if you don't believe that shit exists, or it's just a brain glitch. And obviously, I'm kind of a muttering stuttering, fucking half-ass, low echelon motherfucker, but I'm in my right mind, and I never even done LSD in my life. I've taken salvia like a total, and I've had sleep paralysis light years before I've ever took salvia, like only 5 or less than 10 times in my life. Anyway, keep on rocking to the free world, and Happy New Year.